how do you get people to be successful and confident about what they've learned? Why don't you have a minute just talking with each other about what the issues are around trying to get people to become confident as well as successful?
I think you've just got to be affirming, and every time you have a class full of children, you've got to try and affirm each and every one of them in the best way you can and give praise where it's due, and to have that sort of expectation that everybody will
But I think it's showing that you're valuing their contribution, whether or not it's actually that great. You know, but you've got to show that it does have value. They think it's important.
Confidence is something that actually is very difficult to measure. You know what it looks like when you see it, but how do you measure that? And I thought it was nice the way students realised that they can teach skills and they can teach knowledge, but actually confidence is the X factor, and yet that is an essential ingredient for children to become successful in their learning.
Without them recognising the fact that they are unique and that they have personal strengths, without that they can't be confident. So we need to enable them to do that in order to be as confident and successful learners.
It's our job to look at the children as individuals and find the area that they can excel in, and then to give them the skills so that they can adjust with other areas, so that then they can become confident. It isn't about SATs and an average and you're successful because of that. It's looking at their individual things and giving them the skills to be able to cope with life.
It depends how you define success. So whether you're defining success for that child being able to do something that they maybe struggled with, or success for sort of maybe what the national curriculum or the government say where they should be at. So it's how you define success, really.
Yeah. And I thought that was an interesting conundrum for a young teacher to bring that out, because of course it's true in all our lives that we can feel very successful in some things, and unless it's counted, unless it counts, then people don't necessarily feel that they are a success. And what I thought was really quite inspiring to listen to some teachers there was that they were determined that all aspects of children's lives and their talents and abilities should be recognised and build on how they can be successful. So here's a question for you. Do you think you're going to have favourites or not?
You'll have children you prefer and those that are like a pain, but I think as a professional you can't show it. You have to treat them all the same, even if you think you're doing my head in. You can't let it show.
Every child should be treated the same, and if you have, say if you have two girls in the class, they're always the best behaved and they're talking during the lesson, and you know that if you tell the naughtiest boy off in the class talking in the lesson, you've got to make sure that you treat them the same and you tell them off as well.
You're going to become very acute and responsive communicators, because shy kids, you'll need to bring them out. Kids that might be a bit boring, well, you just have to listen patiently and, actually get them to engage with you in a way that, you're kind of modelling that they will be more, that they can fashion their language in a more interesting way, that they can learn to ask people questions as well as talk. Whatever happens to their careers or whatever happens in schools, and, the emphasis on league tables or SATs might come and go, but that principle is actually a kind of guiding light for many teachers. That's why they came into the profession. It's why they want to stay in the profession, and it's a kind of compass for them in directing them where they go as teachers every day.